Welcome back to Transformers Cyberverse Season 2. In today's review, we're taking a look at Episode 7, Parley.
Parley? That's the one! Parley! 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 Down to the depths whatever mutton they thought of Parley!
We begin this episode with a flashback to the past. In which we return to McAdam's bar, which was my favorite episode of Season 1. Here we see Optimus and Megatron sitting at a booth together, but unlike in the episode McAdams, where it was pre-war and Optimus was helping Megatron with his speech, here it seems like it's during the war and the two leaders are trying to negotiate a peace. But it looks like talks aren't going well. By the way, I couldn't help but notice this sign behind Optimus. After translating it, it turns out it says toilet. So Transformers have to go to the bathroom too? Huh, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. There was that one episode of Beast Wars.
Oh no, not that! Oh, that did it!
And there was that one scene in the first Michael Bay movie.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man.
Get that thing to stop, huh?
Alright, enough potty humor. Back to the episode. McAdam himself tells Optimus to keep trying as we jump back to the present where Wheeljack is setting up a tent. That's one heck of a mass displacement. Going from something Wheeljack could hold in his hands to something that can house several Transformers? That's an even bigger size difference than when G1 Megatron turned into a gun, or Soundwave turned into a cassette deck. By the way, I gotta say, this is an awesome shot of the two ships here with the meeting place in the middle. The Ark on the left, the Nemesis on the right, both sides trying to come together. It's very symbolic, dare I say artistic. Kudos to whoever storyboarded that. We then cut to Starscream, who seems to have lost his ball bearings as he goes on about how his scraplet children are reincarnated famous Transformers. Although, are they his children or his pets? Because they definitely seem to act more like pets. Either way, Starscream has got to be crazy. There's no way these things can be reborn ancient Transformers, right? Right? Well, Slipstream has had enough of Starscream's craziness and makes a break for it.
Insanity! Slipstream, you will be the first to rejoin the Allspawn. Maybe, but not today.
Foreshadowing. Back at their meeting tent, Optimus and Megatron try and organize a truce so that they can both work together to combat Starscream.
A truce? Oh, for booting up coal!
I cannot believe you agreed to this.
What could I do? He was right. I'm a Maximal. I have to give peace a chance, no matter how unlikely it seems.
By the way, is it just me, or does this remind anyone of that quest in Skyrim, where you're supposed to get General Tilius and Ulfric Stormcloak to sit down and call a truce so that they can both fight the dragons? If not, then just insert Game of Thrones reference here. Inside the tent, the other Autobots and Decepticons act like children, forcing Mom and Dad to kick them out. Outside the Nemesis, Slipstream tries to tell Soundwave about Starscream, but he won't listen.
Now listen to me.
Pretty awful for someone whose job it usually is to listen.
Oh, you fool! Must be someone who will listen.
She escapes, but we see Bludgeon suspiciously hiding under the ramp. Elsewhere, it seems like the Autobots and Decepticons are finally getting along.
Wow, Shockwave! And, do they still do the thing?
Pathetic.
Hey, isn't that the Tetris theme? Is Shockwave a gamer too, like RC? How does he play with only one hand? Even Optimus and Megatron seem to be getting along as we cut to Slipstream approaching her bitter rival Windblade to warn her of Starscream's plans. She actually listens to her, But as they're about to go tell Optimus and Megatron, Bludgeon literally stabs Slipstream in the back. With Windblade and Bludgeon fighting, it seems that this ceasefire has been even shorter than the one that was in Beast Wars. With their talks of truce literally going up in flames, the Nemesis departs as we see Cheetor cradling the dying Slipstream. Wait, what?
All is as it should be. She is back with the Allspark now.
No, Slipstream can't be dead. It's not like she's dead, right? She's just in stasis lock. That can't be the end of the episode, can it? No, Slipstream's really dead? Just from a stab in the back? I mean, she did get munched on a little bit by some of Starscream's scraplets, and then blasted by Soundwave, but I didn't think she'd die so easily just from getting shivved by Bludgeon. And with no mourning or funeral for her? No friends at her side? It's a very sad and abrupt end for a character that was so important in Season 1. Well, I salute you, Slipstream. You were a bad girl, but you tried to do the right thing in the end. Well, that was quite the episode of Transformers Cyberverse. I loved seeing McAdam and his bar again. I loved seeing the Autobots and Decepticons getting along with each other, even if it was for only 2 seconds. I loved seeing this different kind of Starscream that's just a crazy zealot leader. It kind of reminds me of Charles Manson, but maybe that's because I've also been watching Mindhunter recently. I even liked the surprise betrayal of Bludgeon, even if it did result in the death of one of my favorite characters on the show. I mean, exactly why did Bludgeon do it? Is he in on Starscream's plan? We know from the comics, Bludgeon can be a highly fanatical character involved in all kinds of crazy plots. So who knows? Maybe he is Starscream's spy in the Decepticon ranks. Oh, or maybe he is Starscream. Think about it. Bludgeon doesn't talk. He already looks like he's wearing armor. Bludgeon is known as a pretender. We also never saw Bludgeon until after Starscream's supposed death. So maybe Starscream is actually pretending to be Bludgeon in order to spy on the other Decepticons without them knowing. Or, now this is an even more out there idea, what if Bludgeon is working for someone else? Like say, Unicron? Who's been working behind the scenes and we'll learn about in a future episode or even season. We still don't know exactly how Starscream survived or was brought back after everyone thought Megatron killed him. Maybe it was Unicron. He's been known to be able to bring Transformers back from the dead, including Starscream himself. But how could he do that without anyone noticing? I mean, he is a big giant planet-sized dude, and it only seemed like a few seconds between the Nemesis departing and Starscream waking up to Cheetor in his face. So, what if we take a cue from Transformers Prime, The Last Night, and yes, even Beast Wars, kind of, and say that the moon is actually Unicron, or that he's inside it. Maybe that's how Starscream came back to life, and why his head is filled with all this craziness to end all of Transformers' life. Maybe he's being manipulated by Unicron without even knowing it, and Bludgeon is Unicron's minion on Earth, making sure Unicron's plans are kept on track. It also makes sense. Why would Starscream use the Allspark to make Energon-devouring scraplets when he could just create more Transformers loyal to him? Unless it was Unicron's influence. After all, Unicron is known to feed on other planets like a big robot version of Galactus. Kind of like how the scraplets feed on Transformers. Maybe they're not so much Starscream's children as they are Unicron's, and Starscream is only the surrogate mother. Well, I'd better end this episode before I start sounding as crazy as Starscream. As always, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Seriously, it really helps. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, let me know if you think either of my theories might be true. Is Bludgeon actually Starscream in disguise? Or is Bludgeon a minion of Unicron sent to be Starscream's babysitter? Although, at the rate these episodes keep coming out, I'm sure this will all probably be moot by the time this video goes up. Oh well, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here again for episode 8, Starscream's Children. See? There you go. Alright, See you guys next time.